Hey everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Fabulous Holiday Labels. This card is very easy to mass produce for the holidays when you pair it with the coordinating Fabulous frame set. And remember, this frame can always be used in 4 different orientations for different layouts. Really minimal supplies for today's card. We're just going to be using these 2 stamp sets from Gina K Designs. I've got some of the Gina K Pure Luxury Heavy Base Weight White. This is 4 1/4 inches by 11, scored at 5.5. The ink pads that I'm using today, I've got the Gina K Kraft, the Cherry Red, and the Charcoal Brown. And then we just need some acrylic blocks for those stamps. So I like to have some small ones for those tiny 2-step elements. I have a long one that I like to use for this border stamp, but you could also put it on a 4-inch block. And then I am using the 4x6 grid line block that Gina sells for the frame stamp. Those are the only products that we're using on today's card. This is really a stamper set because you're doing all of the color and the embellishing just with these elemental stamps. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to stamp our frame onto the base. So we're going to have this unfolded so that it doesn't pop up. I'm going to ink it up with the Kraft ink. And if you want to color in these borders so it looks like more layers, then I would recommend using a dark one like the dark brown or the black. You'll see me do that in other videos, and when you color it in, it really does look like several layers of paper. But I really also like stamping it in just a gray or a very, very light brown, some kind of neutral. That really just makes it look almost like dry embossed borders on your card. Very elegant and understated. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay this right over the base, and I'm just, pardon my head if I'm getting in the way, but I'm just peeking over so that I see that there's about 1/8 of an inch on each side. I'm going to drop it down. If you get off by just a little bit, you can just trim one side of that base, or you can just cut it down and then put it on another card base. So we're going to pull it away so you've got your perfect frame there. And then we're going to add our 2-step elements. So I'm going to do Kraft for a lot of these, but if you want the details to pop more, then use the darker charcoal brown or the red. But these elements I want to be light. So I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to do that piece that's going to go inside the oval, and you can use this on a small block or you can do it on the long one. So I'm going to do this with the Kraft ink. Actually, hang on, sorry about that. There we go. There's the Kraft ink. Okay. And you can do this just on the top or on the bottom, or you can have it be a mirror image where it's at the top and bottom. So it's symmetrical, and then you have a space for your greeting inside. Okay. The next thing that I want to do is use this curved border stamp. So I have border stamps that go around this oval and belly band in the Fabulous Holiday Filler set and also in the Fabulous Frame Filler set. The way that I like to put this onto a block, because it's kind of wobbly and you can change the way that it curves, is just to put it the stamp side down and then just press your block onto it, and now you're ready to ink it up. So again, I want to use the Kraft ink because I want this to be more subtle. And you'll notice there's some spacing between this diamonds. What that allows you to do is to add all those different little elements, different colors and different motifs from those different coordinating sets. So what I'm doing above, I'm also doing below. And if you want, you can space this out really far or get really close, but you just want to have enough room to pop those elements in between. And then you could use one of the round elements from this set if you want, the little pattern pieces. But today I'm just going to be using the individual little tiny diamond. And for that one, I want to use just a little bitty block so that I don't have to worry about it rocking. And I just want to have that just right in the middle. And I'm going to do this with the charcoal brown. So I'm just going to pop this, so just find the center in between each little diamond. And it just follows the curve and the line right outside of that belly band and oval. And if you want, you could skip so that you could put then a red one in, or again one of those shaped symbols, but I just wanted to do them all with the diamond border. And you can see I went in the same order so that the brown is across from the brown on each one. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is I want to add in those little belly band fillers, and you've got belly band fillers in this one. You've also got that in the Fabulous Frame Fillers and in the Fabulous Holiday Fillers set. I'm just going to use this smaller block here, and I'm going to do this with the charcoal brown again. And again, I'm going to be peeking over just to pop this in. So I'm looking for that line on the side. Got a little bit of staining on my stamp, so it's a little bit hard to see. But as long as you have one side matching up, then it's going to fit. And then on the other side. And if you want, you can fill in those different little circle diamonds, but I'm just going to leave them open. And then what we're going to do is I want to put my greeting here in the middle. So on this one, I'm doing Sending Holiday Cheer, and I've got all these different words separate so that you can fill in with different colors and stack them in different ways or offset them if you want. So I'm going to have the holiday in the middle, and then I'm taking the sending, and we're going to do that one in red, this beautiful cherry red. I'm just going to put that just right above. And then I'm going to do the cheer at the bottom in this script, also in the cherry red. Okay. And then you can fill this O in with an O or one of the different stamps that's round from this set or one of the coordinating sets. I'm just going to use the O. And I'm also going to do it in the red, and that kind of ties in the words above and below it. And then what I want to do, I want to add just a few of these little tiny diamonds in red on the smaller ornaments that are hanging. So I'm going to put one here, here. And so I'm just kind of basically finding the middle. And I'm going to skip some too, just so that I have some open spaces. And then on those larger ones, I'm going to use that charcoal brown to be consistent with those little pieces in the belly band. And so it all just coordinates so nicely. So I'm using the larger diamond. Oops, got stuck to me. So I'm switching over to the larger one, and then I'm going to leave some of those ornaments open. Okay, and then just to kind of balance out the stamping that we've got at the top, I want to do some of these sweet little reindeer. I haven't done the tiny reindeer in any of my videos yet. I did the large one. So I want to use all the stamps, show you all the different plans that I have for all of these when I make the set. So we're going to do just one right here in the middle, the large one. Okay, and then I'm going to do this little pair of reindeer on either side. And I'm going to go out to the edge so that I don't have to do any masking. So we're just going to make a little border here. And then you're just going to find the middle in between the pair and then that large one in the middle. Stamp it. And then I'm going to go back to that little tiny red diamond that I did at the beginning, just to bring your eye down and just incorporate the red in the border. And then I'm done. This would be a really nice masculine card. You could fill this up though. There are so many ways to use those different elements to kind of look like one of those beautiful Fair Isle or Nordic sweaters, or even go really crazy with the color and all the designs and make it more like an ugly sweater, Christmas sweater. And I love ugly Christmas sweaters. So let me show you just a couple different ones that I did, just kind of filling them in different orientations. You can see this one here, I put them at the corners, and then I chose to just do the top. And then these little accents in here, I used the Kraft and the charcoal brown again, but instead I used those little jingle bells to have those hanging. On this one, I used the dark sage just to kind of change it up a little bit for my holly, and so these nest really nicely into different corners. But see, you've got these on the bottom and then this layout on the top. So I hope this gives you lots of ideas for how you can take all of these different motifs and then just switching up the colors. You can make some really fast but really fancy holiday cards, and they're really easy to mass produce. Plus they're very inexpensive to mail because they're single layer. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration using all of our stamp sets and Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. Thank you so much for watching today, and thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and shares. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. God bless.